Recently, the Actman made a video talking about why gamers are mad about the Nintendo Switch 2, in which he spends a minority of the video talking about why gamers are mad about the Nintendo Switch 2. He makes a brief reference to the price of games going from a standard of $70 to $90 after 15 years at $60, and
Well, I feel like that's not so bad. Yeah, so it says $63 for Donkey Kong Bonanza on Switch 2. This is on Costco, so maybe they have it for cheaper. I mean, $90 is crazy if that's true. That's a big increase. I can understand like a little increase, but also like I understand why video games are getting more expensive. I mean, they have an increase proportionate to inflation. But then again, it's easier to produce them. I guess maybe I'm too empathetic to them. I just feel like I understand like an increase in general. I will say though, it seems like what's left to innovate? You know, what's the Switch 2 even? A little bit more powerful? What is this, as powerful as like a PlayStation 4? That's where I'm saying. Like, we really have no innovation left to be made in a meaningful capacity other than like going into VR. So new systems at this point seem like it's almost like entirely irrelevant. I mean, at what point are we not even going to be able to perceive like the potential increases in quality because our eyes can only perceive so much?
Reads a small Reddit comment addressing the defense using inflation to justify the price hike.
Well, that does kind of make sense. I mean, inflation does exist. I mean, I think they were like $50 back when I was like 10 years old. N64 games used to be $60. So, I mean, what's that? When was the N64 relevant? I was like 10. Yeah, so based on inflation, I mean, the N64 came out in 1996. It's $124, almost $125 for games now. The argument against it would be like, hey, you have better technologies that make it easier to make games and blah, blah, blah. And that's a fine argument to me. Maybe he'll make those arguments. But it makes sense that they'd want to increase the price. I think the bigger problem is that things are so expensive when it comes to like mostly your housing and healthcare. Not to get in, we're not getting into like a whole conversation here, but I'm just saying. And so now people have like less money for fun stuff, and so like it's frustrating that it costs more for them because they're paying more for housing. I think back then you'd pay like 20% of your paycheck for a house. So if you made $50,000 a year, you're paying $10,000 a year. So like let's say, what would you pay, like $800 a month? Nowadays, you're paying like at least $2,000 plus. That's like half your goddamn paycheck. So maybe that's where people's frustrations are a little misplaced at the gaming industry. I don't